So first,
Absolutely.
and I was
Let's dig it all up.
oh, no.
True.
You'll never guess.
So sidebar. Yes.
And also, I feel like I shouldn't have to remember everything.
I know.
Actually, I have to talk about this.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is Also Podcast in the City Edition, Season 1, Episode 2. Slow to begin, but I'm feeling a ramp up.
We're getting there. We got some conflict this week.
Between my nemesis, Kenny, and my favorite, Lindsay. So I already have a side. I don't care.
How can you be upset when you get Lindsay activated? I haven't seen it in a minute, and I was thrilled to have her back.
And Kenny deserves it. Throw him all the shade. I'll never like him. I'll never apologize for it. I've actively avoided spoilers of In the City because we're a few weeks behind. I don't know what I'm going to feel in like 3 weeks' time, but I know I won't feel any joy seeing Kenny on my screen. I don't care. I'll never walk this back.
You're planting that flag.
I'll never walk this back. And I walk back a lot of shit, and I won't walk this back. No.
That's okay.
Okay, before we get into it, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Patreon. All the links are in our description, and please be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. Okay. Previously on In the City, we met the cast. Lindsay is a mom. Gemma, her daughter, does not do squeezable meats. Lindsay has her friends, Yvonne and Georgina. Kyle introduces us to his friend, my nemesis, Kenny. Kenny has his Midwestern girlfriend, Whitney, who just moved across the country to be with her. Big point of conflict is Whitney did this before she got a ring. Danielle wants a baby with her boyfriend, Owen, spelled Eon, who might still be married, but we don't know. Danielle asked Lindsay for a lunch date. Lindsay said, let me think about it.
Lindsay swerved that well.
And then Amanda overheated in a raincoat because she is moving out. She's moving out.
There.
Okay.
Raincoat and all.
So I found it interesting that this episode, they interviewed randoms on the streets of New York. They were like, all you do is hustle in this city. And then another person was like, that's a New York moment.
I was like, hey, you're not putting New York on the map. This is your 4th show based in New York. Thank you so much, though.
We're okay. You don't have to show us the locals. We got it.
We want to see the people you cast on this show, not Joe Schmo walking on the street to work.
I don't know what deli they found these people outside of, but please, we're okay. Imagine just every episode now they start it with just a random New Yorker being like, we love the Yankees. Like, they just say something so New York.
So stereotypical New York.
Yeah. Give me a bacon, egg, and cheese. And you're just like, what is happening?
What's your bodega order?
Yeah, oh my God, it's just going to be the funniest thing. Just get J-Lo in here to tell us her bodega order, for sure.
Might as well.
The Bronx. Okay, so we go to Fi-Dye, where we have Loverboy HQ. And I was like, oh my God, Amanda and Kyle also live in Fi-Dye because I find Fi-Dye unlivable. So this is crazy to me.
They live and work right across the hall, so it works for them, I guess. They don't have to leave the building, so what does it matter?
For people who have a lot of money, I just need to know, like, why are you choosing Fi-Dye in all of Manhattan? Why is that your choice?
That's the soundbite you wanted at the start of this episode, not the random bodega order.
Yeah, tell me quick why you choose Fi-Dye if you have money. If you're not working on Wall Street, I just don't get it. Anyway. So Kyle's at work, which, as you said, is right next door to his apartment. Amanda is in her apartment packing so she can move ASAP. Amanda feels lighter after the decision to move out. This could be what saves their relationship.
I find it very interesting that she's like, hey, at our anniversary dinner, I'm going to tell you that we are going to live in separate places. I'm going to pack immediately, and I don't even have a lease signed.
I just need to get away from you. But
nothing says short-term separation, like, let me pack my bags before I even have a new address.
But Meredith, they're gonna be stronger than ever after this.
100%.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so Kyle's like, are you gonna keep the key? Or are you just gonna randomly pop in?
Questions, like, how is this gonna work out? Because we don't actually have a plan.
Do I get a key to your new spot? Like,
yeah,
all's fair. And Amanda says, yeah, I'll wake you up at 4 a.m. like you do me. And I was like, joke's on you, he won't be home.
He won't even be home. Funny though. Like, babe, you're gonna have to wake up at 6 a.m. to go wake him up when he doesn't want to be awoken. Mm-hmm. Even then, he may still be out and about from the night before.
Yeah. Joke's on you. He's not even sleeping at this apartment if you're not here.
But that's the way to get back at him. I actually was like, yeah, babe, you should have done that years ago. You should have been waking him up the minute you woke up.
When he gets home and wakes you up, you're up then. So then he can't go to bed.
Love it. Yep.
So Amanda thinks that Kyle is excited for her to leave. She's like, I think you're more excited than me. And he's like, I feel like it's the opposite.
I really feel like she's trying to put this on him.
She is. She's like, this is for our relationship. You wanted this. And he's like,
I didn't really giddy. And he's not.
No, and Amanda's like, I want us to date. I want us to court each other again. And there's a part of Kyle that thought like they could keep doing this broken record thing that they've been doing in their marriage for a long time. So he applauds Amanda for stopping it and changing the narrative. He's trying to be as supportive as possible.
Definitely.
And as he's saying this, Amanda's like, I got to pack my running shoes so I can run away from you.
This is so awkward.
That's harsh. I said this. I don't know if I said this for In the City or Summer House, but I said it at some point. I feel like she just wants these sound bites of like, yeah, I'm being a badass woman, but it's not authentic. She's doing it for the clout. She's doing it for the sound bite. She's doing it so all the Bravo girlies will be like, yeah, girl, but she doesn't actually believe it. She doesn't actually care what she's saying.
There's no follow through.
There's no care about it. She just wants the fame and the fortune that comes with it. She doesn't actually care about hurting Kyle or care about what she's saying. And so it comes off as very inauthentic, and I don't believe it.
It's very awkward. There's a lot of friction as she's saying it.
Yeah, it's like she almost doesn't want to say it, but she's like, I have to for the fans.
For the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my Paige DeSorbo moment for sure. But the thing is, she's like reading it wrong because all the badass women, Lindsay Hubbard, Ariana Madix, Katie Maloney, Paige DeSorbo, if someone was like, I applaud you for changing the narrative, so I'm going to be okay with this, they wouldn't use that moment to do a weird soundbite of, I have to run away from you.
Yeah.
They'd probably say something as like, yeah, and you know what? If not for me, we'd still be on this broken record, so you're welcome. Like, something that goes with it.
Exactly. And here's the thing is, like, none of their partners had the emotion like this as they're leaving. I mean, Schwartz maybe kind of had the most emotion out of any of those people.
Very well.
Well, not really. Like, he's giving Amanda's, like, this is clearly forced.
Sandoval performed.
Yes, Kyle's like trying to work with her. Like, I genuinely think he wants to use this separation to try to get their marriage to another place.
Yeah,
whereas her performance, you're right, like doesn't match the energy he's giving out. And if she wanted to stand on business, she would be like directing things truly at him. Like, we are doing this because you have forced me into this position because of how you treated me. I am doing this for me to finally stand up for myself. Not like, I'm a runner, I'm a track star, getting out of here.
Yeah,
like, it
so
just doesn't fit their dynamic either.
Yeah, right? Okay. It's just inauthentic. So then we go to Greenwich Village. Lindsay and Gavin are out on the town. So many hot dudes and also so many hot women because Gavin always gets women at this bar that they're at. Gavin tells us he's wanted to be in the hospitality business since he was throwing parties in high school. Which,
that is so funny, actually.
What a thing to discover about yourself.
He knew who he was from a young age.
Yeah, I love that. Lindsay and Gavin, though, have never hooked up. They've known each other for many, many years. They actually met through Kyle. And Lindsay says Gavin is fun, flirty, messy, and a short king, which Lindsay loves all those things.
Him. I like the energy. I like that he owns businesses. That makes it easier for them to film. It's very much giving like Lisa Vanderpump, let's film in the restaurants energy. Yep. And I like that. It keeps it consistent. Like, we know our places.
Yeah. And it's just like, of course, all these people want to go to a spot that they're comfortable in and they get comp drinks. So they're more likely to go out. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Gavin and Lindsay both giggling while they were talking to Kenny about Whitney back at the Garret. So then we have to talk about Kenny. And Gavin says that what Lindsay was saying was true and Kenny probably knows it. So he wants to discredit Lindsay, which I don't know how you like Kenny even after his best friend says that.
This dynamic is so fascinating between Gavin and Kenny this episode. I'm like, how are you two friends?
No, literally.
I don't get it. You both kind of hate each other.
Gavin, you're so much better than Kenny. Dump him. He
we
doesn't
have
even
very
want
limited
you anymore.
information on Gavin. I'm ready to always be disappointed by a man on Bravo.
Sure, for sure.
But Gavin's at least funny and like quirky and ready to poke at people. Like, he definitely shares that type of energy with like Kyle. Like,
Yeah.
if somebody can work with me and give me a good scene, even if you piss me off and are a fuckboy, at least I can have fun with you
For
and
sure.
know where you stand.
For sure. Yeah. So, as Kenny's best friend, Gavin says Kenny can dish it, but not take it, which those might
Yeah.
be, that might be a pet
The
peeve of
worst.
mine. That might be a pet peeve of mine because
He's
I
so
give it.
sensitive.
I'll give it. Okay. So then we cut to a walk with Kenny and Whitney. Whitney's stuff is going to be here this week. She's got 30 boxes of clothes because she is not an outfit repeater.
I mean, she's an
great.
influencer. I expected it, but if 30 boxes were incoming to my apartment, I would be stressed.
You can repeat stuff. It's okay. We're saving a planet here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And if you don't repeat it, then why are we holding on to it?
Well, you could sell it to other people. Yeah.
We don't need all 30 boxes incoming.
Okay, so they're going to turn the second bedroom into a closet, but also use it as a guest bedroom in case people come to visit, which the guest bedroom was usually used by Gavin because Kenny's apartment is virtual. So Gavin had a code to get in. And so he would basically come in all the time. But now with Whitney here, Gavin can't come here all the time.
Access cut off, which I'm also like,
that makes
where
sense.
does Gavin live? That Kenny's is so much closer, I guess, to his restaurants. And it's like, Gavin, why don't you just get a home closer to where you hang out? Why do you need your friend's
just
place?
Nicer.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe the bed is really great.
Yeah. And maybe Gavin's lonely and he just wants to wake up and chat with Kenny.
That's true. And when Kenny's like not in a committed relationship or when Whitney was away, like boy time, they probably loved that.
Yeah, maybe Kenny orders breakfast in the morning. Like, we don't know the perks.
That's true. That's true. Well, either way, the good times are gone.
The good times have stopped rolling. Okay, so Whitney is missing girl time in the city. She did get a pedicure with Danielle earlier this week, and she's found out Danielle is in the process of her boyfriend getting a divorce, but it was amicable until the ex-wife found out about Danielle.
Which feels like a lie to me. I don't think finding out that your ex-husband already is dating somebody would make it blow up that big.
Define blow up that big. What? True. She's a little pissed at you, so she's saying, actually, you have to pay me more than I was hoping, or what?
Because she's not being nice anymore, because clearly he's like moved on. Like the wife doesn't owe him like positivity. Also,
is the wife in, because, okay, this is my next question. We don't know a lot about Owen, spelled Eon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where is the wife located? Do they have children? Do they not have children?
I don't think so, because he said he wanted to start like the journey with Danielle and that kind of parenting. And that gave me vibes of like, I don't have kids already.
But yeah, I mean, if you're divorcing me and then I find out you're dating someone, I might ask for a few more $1,000. I might be a little annoying.
Or stop being like, this may not be so amicable. Like, you've got a new life. Go live on that new life. We're not best friends. We don't need to be close.
Also, we don't know. Maybe your maybe Owen, and I'm not saying Danielle knew anything about this because it's possible, Owen lies to multiple women, right? It could be that he was dating Danielle before the divorce and Danielle thought they were already divorced. This is like a tale as old as time. And then the ex-wife found out and was like, guess what? Now I'm pissed.
Or that he like did something else and like she's pissed for some other reason.
Exactly. Fucking let her.
This is a very skewed version and I don't like that in divorces. I'm like, I take it with a grain of salt heavily.
So no one is sure when Owen's marriage ended, but apparently he had been checked out for a while. And Kenny is like, well, that just means there's overlap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. This is where I was like, you know what, Kenny? If you're going to gossip on your walks with Whitney, I can have a place in this show for you where I do seek enjoyment out of it. Like, if you guys can do this often.
I still, though, the whole time was like, Whitney, throw him off the pier into the water the whole time.
Also, I want to know, because I know they're filming a reunion, if this is going to be if this was asked at the reunion, give me the timeline. Tell me the public timeline that you think we want to hear.
It has to be. So many people are discussing her married man.
I know.
We got to get some.
And you can't say that you were checked out for a while. That screams overlap. Kenny's right.
That. Oh, I was checked out for a while, so I was just dating other people. That's not it.
No.
That's not it. Okay, so we cut back to Lindsay and Gavin. Okay, so then Lindsay, may I say, I screamed because
Why?
Lindsay's talking about how she like doesn't want to talk to Danielle or get to know Owen, and then the
Mm-hmm.
camera cuts, and I literally go, Robert?
I
Like
know.
I out loud
Perfect
was like,
timing.
why does that look like Robert? And I was like, is that Robert? And I was like, why are we filming this random man who looks like Robert who's going up to Lindsay? That has to be Robert. I was freaking out. I was like, what a
They
jump
got you
scare. They got me. So yeah, Robert goes over to Lindsay and he says hi. And Lindsay's as shocked as I was. Let me tell you.
I cannot believe Robert agreed to this. I
No,
would feel like he would just want to
same.
go on with his life.
No, same. He must hate Danielle because this is like an I super hate you, so I'm just gonna show up on your show.
Because also, obviously Robert was working, so he could have just been there and that could have been a coincidence timing wise. But to walk up when the Danielle conversation is happening, I feel
Diabolical.
like Gavin told Robert what they were going to be discussing and the beats they were going to be hitting, and Robert
Yeah.
was like, oh, I'm in.
Because also Gavin says he comes here all the time and Robert's the head chef at this place.
No, I think Gavin owns this place.
Oh, you do?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh. And Robert's the head chef?
Either way, Gavin absolutely like is still in contact with Robert,
Okay.
knows him well, but
Interesting.
I think he owns the place. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because then Lindsay later says like, "Oh, I didn't know he worked here," and was like looking at Gavin. Like,
I thought
can't
it
believe
was
you didn't
more
tell
of
me
like
this.
like it was a shock. Like, oh my God, I didn't know he worked here. But more probably because also I thought of the camera, obviously, and Lindsay kind of saying like to the cast, aka Danielle, being like, I didn't know he worked here. You know what I mean? Like hit that beat. Be like, I know I hate you, girl, but
I didn't
this
actually
is
set this up.
this is low even for me. You know what I mean? Like
This
I
is a
wouldn't.
surprise. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
Which she's shocked. Lindsay is
Yes.
shocked.
Yeah.
And Robert, all he says is, I don't want to talk about Danielle. Because that's how Lindsay said. She's like, this is Danielle's ex. As if fucking Gavin didn't know. And she's like, and he's like, don't talk about Danielle.
Oh my God.
But yeah, there's lots of history between Lindsay and Danielle. And she tells Gavin about that and the coffee offer. So then we cut back to Whitney and Kenny. And Kenny's judging Danielle being with a married man and Lindsay for having a baby with a guy after 2 months. And he can't believe Lindsay had the gall to interrogate him when she got pregnant out of wedlock. My
I-
God, are we in the 1700s, you stupid fuck?
I just think it's funny the judgment like triangle we have going on where we have like Danielle judging Lindsay for having a baby in 2 months with and like
They're all
single
judging
momming it
each
up.
other for the
And
same
then,
shit.
yes, and
It
it's
goes
like,
both ways
but
everywhere.
Kenny's is the most obvious to be like, oh, like that's a big commitment to like move across the country. That is like a standard, like, oh, that
Yeah.
is a big change in your life. And Kenny is the most dramatic about
Yeah.
his judgment.
But here's the other thing, right? Lindsay never looked at Kenny and said, I'm judging you for this. She said, it's just a big commitment. It seems crazy. And I want you to know that so you don't hurt Whitney, right?
And like a lot of my friends would have expected X,
Mm-hmm.
Y, Z. So understand the expectation that might be coming with moving your whole life.
Yes. So that's what Lindsay was saying. Kenny straight up sat here and was like, I'm judging her for that. Well, fuck you, Mr. Man. What are we
Yeah,
talking about?
He's like, how dare you judge me? You had a baby in 2 months
How
after 2 months of
dare
dating
you?
someone.
How
That's
dare you speak about
that's
Gemma's
called
birth like that?
an accidental pregnancy, Kenny.
Also,
Like,
fuck you, Kenny, for judging women for doing shit that they want to do. Lindsay wanted to be a mom, so leave her alone.
yeah, why
You don't know
wouldn't she
shit.
keep that baby after it happened?
Oh my God, I hate Kenny, dude. Anyway, he's also mad at Gavin because Gavin made the fuckboy comments related to his mom's passing, which I get. In the moment, I also thought those were harsh, but it seemed like it was coming from, I didn't know the friendships. I still don't know the friendships. I didn't know if this
Yeah.
was like something we could joke about at this time so we didn't get sad. I didn't know, but I see why Kenny's upset about that.
100%. He has every right to. I also understand how they made comments like that because, again, like we said last episode, being a fuckboy and grieving are not linked
Yeah.
together. But if I get why Gavin should get the most heat for that, because like he
sure.
knows what you went through.
For sure. So last year, Kenny found out his mom had stage 4 cancer. He was very close to his mom. Whitney and Kenny were dating when it happened, but Kenny didn't feel like he could be what Whitney deserved, so they broke up. And Whitney's like, maybe Gavin made those comments because he's feeling left out of your life. And Kenny's basically like, well, fuck him, you know, because Kenny's that guy.
When boys break up, it's so dramatic.
No, literally, boys are so annoying. Just like move on. Okay, so then we go to Fi-Dye to Lindsay's apartment. We see Gemma, my new favorite character.
Hey, girl.
If I could in the city her, I would, but it's really not up to her decision. And we can't let her go to the suburbs by herself. You know, it's just not fair.
We just gotta wait a few years, and by a few years, I mean like 18
She's
until
on
she's
Next
on like
Gen
Next Gen
NYC.
NYC. Yeah. She'll be
That
there. She'll
show-
keep it rolling.
That show honestly could go on forever because all Bravo people keep having children. So just send them to New York.
No, genuinely, I have thought about that. Like, don't F it up, Next Gen NYC crew. Don't do it.
Keep adding the kids of Bravo and then filtering the boring ones out.
Yeah.
You got this.
It just keep it to that mid like 20s range, like 20s to 30s. And when you age out of the program, get out of here.
Once you hit 26, you gotta go. Sorry.
You can tell me that like 1 or 2 30-year-olds are around because we need Charlie right now. So on these early stages, fine.
Yuck. Talk about another man I hate and I'll never walk it back. Anyway. Okay, so Georgina and her daughter Eloise are here and they're here to drink wine. And I don't know what Eloise and Gemma are doing, but they're not drinking squeezable meats. That's for sure.
They're secondary. The moms are here to drink, and that is the parenting I would want if I had to become a mom.
Same. Eloise is babysitting Gemma because she seems a little older, so we're putting them in the corner and we're drinking our wine.
Like, you're fine over there. I need my juice.
Moms deserve wine. We find out Georgina's son recently has painted his penis blue, which if anything was surprising because his favorite color is green. And I love Georgina's like pure honesty of like, whatever. That's what I hate when people are like, being a mom's the greatest joy. I love it so much. You can have moments where you're just like, he painted his penis blue. And I literally first thought was like, I wonder why it's not green. Because you're desensitized.
Or the like trying to have it all moms. Like I can only imagine what it is like to work a full-time job, especially as a doctor, and having 2 kids as a single mom. Like you are doing your best, and if you're that means your son paints his penis blue, that's what happens.
That's what happens. Hey, she said it was safe.
She said it was non-toxic. Let it rip.
So Lindsay doesn't know how she would have gotten through this without Georgina because Georgina's also single mom. Lindsay's single mom. It's really worked out. No one can understand what Lindsay's going through legally, right? Because Turner and Lindsay had Gemma. That is, for those who don't know, Lindsay's the father of Lindsay's child. Yes. And they were together when Gemma was initially born, but then broke up shortly after. So there's obviously a lot of legal stuff to deal with. And they agree on a lot, but they are in mediation for Gemma, and they're basically making decisions for Gemma's whole future. I imagine about like her schooling and how they will parent so they could be on the same page
and
while
finances.
Also not together. Yeah.
Yeah, and she says that like this was going on all summer during Summer House filming, but there's nobody there to talk to about it. And I was like, that's so true. Like I have never thought about what her custody agreement with Turner has been like. Like we haven't heard zilch from this. And these are the conversations I wanted from In the City. I wanted more of her mom life.
And this is smart. May I say it at this point in time when I see couples getting married without a prenup, I think you're nuts. This is smart because Lindsay and Turner said, hey, we're both adults. We don't know what our relationship will be like in the future. Let's just bang it out now. Let's get this written.
It is way better to have something in writing to fall back on because I think that they will have a positive relationship. I can't imagine something crazy would happen, but it's nice to be able to fall back on an agreement that you already said, and then you can keep it loose as you move forward and like swap weekends as you see fit. But if you ever need to enforce something, especially financially, it's way easier if you already have a mediation down. So do it while you're in a good space too.
100%. Georgina says she was also going through legal stuff. And when she wanted to force legal weekly family time because that's where she was. The relationship with her ex is currently in a good place, but it took a lot to get there. This is the guy that moved out on her when she had a toddler and was 30 weeks pregnant. And while she has every right to be so pissed off, she's trying to do what's best for her children, which couldn't be me. She's a better person.
I commend her so much for that because if you're walking out on me when I'm 30 weeks pregnant and we already have a kid together,
I can't promise anything.
It's that easy.
I can't promise anything.
But that just goes to show like she is such a good mom because she's putting her kids before her relationship and like hatred for that man. So
100%.
That's on you. But don't have this forced weekly family time. Like that's too much.
But also that makes me question this loser guy that left her being like, was he just not hanging out with his children? That she was like, guess what?
I think
it's
she
legal.
wanted them to have family like memories.
I get that though. You want that
separate.
for your kids.
But you can't force it.
I know. Well, she knows that now too, but I get where she was coming from. I
get it in theory, but like to have that in writing again, that's something you have to fall back on and could enforce. The enforcement of that would be crazy.
Girl, Georgina, do whatever you have to. I love you so much. Whatever you need. As delusional as it might be, I'm with you.
That's where I draw the line. Forced family time, too far.
I'm with you. Anything to make his life more miserable.
That
I don't care.
left her. Why does she want to spend time with him?
So she says you have to see my face every fucking day and you have to not be rude to me in front of the kids.
Hey, her daughter looks like her. I always like it whenever a kid looks so much like the other parent that it's like you're forced to like be with me forever.
Okay, so now we go to West Village. We are again at the Garrett, Gavin's bar for a boys' night, okay?
I mean,
boys.
We are committed to this.
Boys. Okay, so we got Andrea, Kenny, Gavin, Nick, Kyle. Kyle loves a boys' night. Anytime Amanda's not invited, even though she won't come,
I was about to say,
if she's invited, then the dark cloud of she didn't come is above him. But this, she can't even come if she wanted to.
Yeah, it's the like, will she, won't she anxiousness as they're leaving the house. It's just, he's free. Get there on your own.
Will she overheat in her rain jacket? Not this time because she's not leaving her apartment.
Yeah, no squabble outside of the bar this time.
So we find out Whitney has a drunk alter ego named Claire.
Shake it, girl.
That's kind of a lame alter ego, but whatever.
The name is crazy, but I want to see it come out. You can't tease this if it's not going to be important to me.
Whitney has been she's been having some trouble making some girlfriends, and Kenny blames Lindsay, which let me loose if I see this man. Oh my God, I hate him.
That's crazy to say when she's an influencer, was on The Bachelor, so she has like networks that she could tap into on her own.
In New York City.
And we're one episode in. You could convince me that like he would have an argument by the end of the season if Lindsay's been mean girl and does all this stuff and never invites Whitney. Okay, yeah, is Whitney getting in the way, or is Lindsay getting in the way of Whitney having relationships with the group? Potentially by the end of the season. We're one night into this.
Also, Kenny, just using my deduction skills, okay? It seems like Lindsay doesn't really go out because she's a child, okay?
That's a good point.
Yvonne's always fucking calling her and she's hanging up on her, okay? So I don't know where you think Lindsay's the problem.
The expectation is.
But last time I checked, Amanda's about to be single, so she's not doing much. She, Whitney could hit her up. Are there other girls on this show? Maybe. Yvonne seems to need a date. Why isn't Yvonne why is it Lindsay's fault?
That's the thing, is like, you got to be proactive as the person who's just moved to this city. You're new here, and your partner should be doing a lot of the legwork to try to unite you with their friends. Why is it Lindsay's job to play tour director for your girlfriend in New York?
Yeah. So Nick Nick, you fucking traitor. You're apparently married to Lindsay's best friend. I don't think so. Nick's like, oh, is she projecting?
Projecting
what? And Gavin's like, Lindsay's just trying to be a girl's girl, okay? And Kenny's like, it feels like a dog pile, and Lindsay has her minions. And then Kenny gets so mad at Gavin for saying anything nice about Lindsay, which, fuck you. I can't watch this show if Kenny's
I don't get Kenny's
Oh,
whole, she has minions. It was very performative and like he wanted a line because Lindsay doesn't need minions. Lindsay is one of the few people on Bravo who truly does not need people to like back her on anything. She will be activated and go full force on
by
anything
herself.
that she believes in.
Also, she has friends of 10 plus years, okay? Sorry she doesn't want to hang out with your girlfriend who just moved here, okay? Maybe sometimes she just wants to hang out with Yvonne and Georgina, her friends of 10
Well, I
plus
think the Minions
years.
comment was more on when they were at the Garrett last time, and she and
She
Gavin were
had
like peeking
Gavin.
about
Yeah.
Kenny's relationship and the move, and then she brought Yvonne over and was like, "Get a load of this," which is like, of course I'm gonna giggle at your relationship
Yeah.
at your expense.
This is
Come
my best
on,
friend. You're lucky I'm not doing it behind your back and I'm doing it to your face, okay? How about that?
great point.
So
Great
then
point.
Kyle tells us that, like us, the audience, that Gavin's not used to Kenny being in a happy relationship, right? So that's why Gavin's acting out against Kenny and taking Lindsay's side, apparently.
I can't with this like
Oh my
male
God.
loneliness epidemic storyline we're getting here. Like, shut up. And I also don't think that's Gavin. I don't think Gavin's like, my best friend left me. I'm gonna side with Lindsay. I think he thought that was funny. That Kenny said his
Yeah.
fuckboy era was his grieving time is like seven
Yeah.
stages of grief.
Can I just say, this is why it should be illegal for men to hang out in larger groups than two.
Yeah.
This is why.
This is
This is the
concerning.
case study. Yeah. Kyle tells Kenny that he has every right to be upset at Lindsay. And then Kenny's like, I like Lexi because Lexi reaches out and she's welcoming. And then we find out Lexi and Whitney went out to drinks and there was a fire right by them. So isn't that fucking exciting?
This was a like Bravo or just a general influencer's apartment that was burning down. They said not burning down,
Oh.
obviously, but like had a fire in it. And I remember seeing a like thread about it that said like, "Wow, I didn't think I'd have to watch the trauma of my apartment building be on fire on
Oh my God,
Bravo."
incredible. Incredible. Now you have it forever. You can see those girls looked at each other and went, cheers, while your apartment's burning down.
Well, I bet it's so weird because I'm sure Bravo, especially as a new person on Bravo, coaches you about, I remember Tom Sandoval doing an interview, like when planes would fly over, he would stop talking because like you got to
Yeah.
preserve the audio on your mic that I'm sure
Which
they're
is so
told
good.
in advance of like, hey, when big crazy stuff happens, try to like pause for a moment and then we'll like pick it back up. That they
Yeah.
were like,
This
so when
didn't
do I
stop.
go when this never ends?
Yeah, this didn't stop. Oh, so good. Okay, so we cut back to the Garrett. Kenny is going to do a welcome to New York party for Whitney, and he wants Whitney to be more invited into the group. Okay, weirdo.
Yeah, thanks so much for now throwing your own girlfriend a welcome to New York party, but expecting us to like bend over backwards
I
to do
always think
things for
it's
her.
so weird when like a boyfriend will be like, "Hey, invite my girlfriend out." And it's like, if I like your girlfriend, I'll invite her, but you don't have to be weird about it.
Well, it's like you're requiring me to do one-on-one activities when I don't know this person. You, as the boyfriend, should be setting up group activities so it gives your girlfriend time to get to know people and form natural connections
Yeah.
one-on-one. And
100%.
then, to be honest, I always put the onus on the new person to start the conversation back and forth about doing something else. And it should be a volley of invites back and forth, but
Yeah.
it should never be forced. You're not going to look at me and say, invite my girlfriend somewhere. Now I'm definitely not doing it.
Also, as two people who have left their hometowns and moved to new cities without a partner, we know it's not that hard.
And I don't think Whitney feels the same way. I think she
I don't
totally
either.
understands how friendships work.
Kenny is such a fucking weirdo, dude. He's so weird.
He just needs
Anyway,
another reason to hate Lindsay. Like,
He's-
he is just trying to add on things at this point.
He's a hater. He's a big ass
he is.
hater. He hates strong women, and Lindsay is that. He
is
just hates
exactly
it.
that. You're
Yeah.
right.
So Kyle tells Kenny that Amanda's been doing her own thing right now, so that's why she hasn't reached out to Whitney. And I was like, Amanda also doesn't want new friends. Like,
No.
and it's not on Amanda.
But why does Amanda get a pass? Because she's like a passive demure woman. But Lindsay, who is like blunt and like she goes after it, is to blame.
Yeah, Meredith. Hell yeah. Okay.
Like, what the fuck?
So Andrea then is like, oh, I know you guys are going through a lot, but I'm team Amanda and Kyle. And Andrea, this is the least I've liked you. Stop this.
Same. I was like, Andrea, please, not just go. How about you bring a girl a coffee
You
and like
can't-
remind me why I
You
like you.
can't always believe in love, okay? Shut up.
And also, you don't know the story, so like, let's stop. You don't
No.
know what last summer was like.
So Kyle's trying to be open-minded about the drastic measures that they have to take, but Kyle feels like Amanda's already given up and is just waiting for Kyle to do something stupid, especially since she moved out of the apartment. And all the boys are like, ooh, that's bad.
Scary.
Mhm.
That's so scary to feel like you're like walking on eggshells because like you, to me that says she's waiting for me to take the blame. And I think he thinks of the bigger picture of it all, of her coming to the summer house reunion or being on this show being like, Kyle did this, so I finally, like, that was the last straw. She truly is waiting for some big thing.
Well, because Kyle's livelihood is fully dependent on Bravo.
Yeah.
It's fully dependent.
That's
So I think
true.
he's like, okay, I'm losing my marriage. My business is in the tank. Like, I can't lose Bravo too. I
can't
gotta
lose my future career too. Like, Loverboy might tank, but not being able to be on a TV show or to DJ places, like, he has to pay off a loan. Like, that's a lot.
Which, if Amanda were to get the Ariana Madix treatment, right, the show would probably just be canceled. Right? Like, that's the possibility. Show gets canceled. Maybe people don't like Kyle as much. Maybe he's just not getting brand. Like, he doesn't know. And I'm not saying he's fully dependent on that, because I also think he does, in his weird way, love Amanda and does not want to get divorced. I think he's also seeing it as, like, I don't want to lose everything.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's like having like a brain blast, being like thinking through like everything that's going to happen.
Which is what you should do.
Yes, but seeing that she's not putting in any effort, like clearly the vibes are off. He noticed it all summer. It's getting worse. And so I think he's like, shit, I gotta be very careful.
Be careful.
And to be honest, he kind of has been. Like, he's walked the line very well.
Mm-hmm.
Thus far that I know of.
He did great. You know what? It's what a redemption. We never thought we'd be here, let me tell you.
Mean, it's smart of him to think through this. He has fucked up a lot over the years, and I think he's getting a really big awareness to him and Amanda's relationship and the very precarious spot he's in.
Yep. Okay, so Gramercy Park. Lindsay is getting ready with Yvonne to go to the NYC welcome party. Lindsay's life has been so serious lately, but she's excited to have fun. We find out Yvonne and Lindsay are hospitality girls, and Lindsay just wishes Yvonne would remember that she is a kid now, because Yvonne, as we said, is always calling and inviting Lindsay to shit.
Okay, I actually have a question for you on this, because I would think that that's nice that she always calls you no matter what to extend the invite, and when you can come, great.
Well, Yvonne even says sometimes she says yes, so she's always throwing it out.
She's always fishing, just in case.
Which, yeah, I would love that, because I'd rather be asked and say no than to not be asked at all.
That's the thing, is like, I'm someone who, if people consistently say no to me, I stop inviting you places because it doesn't feel like you want to come out. However, if you're my best friend, I would throw everything out there for you. And so I think this is a nice thing coming from Yvonne.
100%. So Lindsay says she is surprised that Kenny invited her, because Andrea told Lindsay that Kenny doesn't like her because Lindsay is pressuring Kenny to propose, which that's not what happened. But
no,
okay, Kenny.
Not at all. The way this is being like telephoned around, I'm like, all right, Kenny, you're losing the plot. You had a real reason to maybe be upset and talk to Lindsay about it. Like, hey, keep your opinions to yourself. But now we're out of like what this originally was.
Hate him. Okay, so Kenny and Whitney are getting ready. We find out that the party is in the Campbell building in Grand Central. Kenny usually doesn't go above 14th Street, and he won't go to Brooklyn, but he'll at least go above 14th Street for Whitney, which, if I didn't hate him already, my fist is back. I hate
when people make comments like that.
Oh, I hate when people say, I don't go above 14th Street. You're literally missing everything. Above 14th Street, I would say 14th Street and below is like the most miserable part of Manhattan. No offense.
But like why? Like, never say never type of mentality. Why are you blocking yourself off from anything, to be honest. I understand if you were like, I don't get to make it up above 14th Street often because I'm so busy in my neighborhood or I
Mm-hmm.
work around the corner. But to like never want to do something and be like, Whitney, you're lucky I'll do this for you. Didn't you plan this party?
Also, stay out of Brooklyn. We don't want you here. Oh, I hate
I mean, I
him.
don't live in New York, but it cracks me up how much people are like, I won't go to Brooklyn. I have neighborhoods in Chicago where I'm like, it's a trek, let's go all day. Like, there's always jokes being made about how far people live from me or like
Sure.
this and that. Like, yeah, it's annoying when you have to travel like 30 minutes to someone, but like,
Yeah, but you're not too good. He's doing it like I'm
no.
too good to go to 15th Street.
It's like, I don't want to sit in a 20-minute Uber where I'm suffocating in the back and I'm so
Sure.
nauseous.
But you would. You
I
would do
would.
it. You're not too good
I'm
for
like,
it.
let's make sure the plan
Oh,
is worth an entire day because I'm spending all day over there.
I hate Kenny. Also, it's not that far to go from wherever the fuck you are to above foot. Oh my God, I can't.
It's so
Okay.
dramatic.
So then Danielle and Owen are getting ready for the party. Danielle says this is probably a party to help Whitney forget how much little closet space she's going to be having in this new apartment. And Owen's like, so when do I get my party to forget about my little closet space? Never. And then Danielle's really nervous to see Lindsay. Okay, so we go to what?
Wait, really quick. I find it crazy you're talking about having a baby with someone and you won't give them more than a shelf in your apartment.
No, also, if you don't have room for him, where's the baby going?
No, I did not know Danielle was a fashion girly up until maybe the last like year
She
and
is.
a half. She's like becoming a fashion girly in my eyes. Maybe she's always
Well,
been
she
one.
did try to do that fashion app, like
Yeah.
Clueless. Yeah.
Which I think it didn't land because nobody thought of her as a fashion girly. So it just felt very out of her realm. The
Yeah,
only
yeah.
reason I'm going to say I found out is when she did that season of Winter House and she had a very specific aesthetic and had so many coats. And I've seen her talk about how much she loves coats now on social media, but that's about it.
All right, she's a Coke girl. Good for her.
She's
I
a
love a
coat girl.
Coke.
That Owen can't have more than a shelf because she has 8,000
She's
coats.
coats, yeah. Okay, so we go to Grand Central. It's the Welcome to New York party. Lindsay says hi to Kenny and Whitney because she's a good guest. You know, she understands.
That's very polite of her.
Okay, everyone's basically here. Amanda shows up with surprise, stupid Katie DeLuca, who I also hate.
Alicia, I was like, first Katie DeLuca sighting. Here we go. It's
Yay.
starting, baby.
Put Katie DeLuca and Kenny on a
In your
subway straight back to 14th Street.
dislike.
Yeah, so everyone shows up. Lindsay and Amanda talk. They talk about how the anniversary dinner was good. Cut to Katie DeLuca being a creep in the corner, nodding along. But Amanda tells Lindsay that she's moving out, but it's to help their marriage. And Kyle took the news really well.
I would
Great.
not say he took that well. You wouldn't let him actually speak about it. He didn't get any words to say.
Yeah, she's not great. She's not doing great. Amanda, we're not doing great.
Well, she is doing great at changing the narrative of this compared to like what is actually
Yeah.
going on. She's painting a beautiful picture of
Just
lies.
Just like Kenny, we're rewriting history. Isn't it
Yeah.
fun?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like I'm watching two different shows, right? Like
my God.
I don't even know what's real anymore. And then we meet Frank, Andrea's friend, who he brought as a surprise for Lindsay because Andrea, he loves love. And at his wedding, Frank was there and so was Lindsay. And Frank remembers Lindsay and remembers what Lindsay was wearing. And basically, both Frank and Lindsay are hot. Okay?
True.
And Frank's a Michigan guy, and he's in the milk and dairy business, which if that's not the most Michigan thing I've ever heard, I'm
Dairy's
in.
very Wisconsin, not so much Michigan.
Midwest. It's a Midwest thing. Dairy?
Okay, have you seen who this guy is? And he's been on Bravo before.
No. Frank has?
Frank has.
Is he
Frank
on a-
dated... Oh,
Ooh.
do you want to guess?
No, I was going to say it's a Real Housewife, isn't it?
It's a Real Housewife. Do you want to try and guess the
Ooh.
franchise?
Ooh. Have I watched it?
Yes.
Ooh. Is he can't be a Beverly Hills or OC guy. That'd be crazy.
OC.
Who'd he date?
He dated Kelly Dodd.
Ew.
I
Oh.
know.
Oh,
I know.
Frank.
I know.
Ugh.
The internet was like, no. Why are we setting up Lindsay with somebody Kelly Dodd dated?
Whoa. Was he on the show?
Yes.
And Frank, wait, why do I know that? Wait. Why is it slowly? Oh my God, I know this man.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
did date her. Oh my God, and they were so freaky. Frank, ooh.
I'm like annoyed with Andrea. How do you know this man? And get him away from our girl.
Ooh, never mind. Well, Lindsay was flustered because Frank's very hot, but I don't think anything comes of it, which is great.
I think he might be on another episode because she said like we
We
see
could
her
go on a
dating life.
date, but then
Yeah,
we don't, I don't think Frank
not in
sticks.
like present day. No, I
Thank
thank God.
goodness.
Leave her alone, please. Get a
Whoa,
job. Leave her alone.
Frank, you're a little scruffy to be on OC. I don't know. But okay, so he fled California after dating Kelly Dodd.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
You know what?
would.
Actually, I understand that.
I would. Oop, Danielle is here. That's my note. Oop, Danielle is here.
It's like dun dun dun. Danielle has arrived.
So Danielle says hi to Lindsay. And then we cut to stupid Katie DeLuca, who edited this show. Anyway, so Lindsay didn't really like getting a kiss on the cheek from Danielle. And Danielle's annoyed that Lindsay's basically acting like she's a stranger after Lindsay blew her off. And it makes Danielle really sad and she tears up.
You haven't talked to Lindsay in like 6 months, and you're like, I can't believe she's blowing me off.
Girl, go talk to Katie DeLuca and shut the fuck up.
Lindsay literally ran away from you at Carl's soft bar opening on Summer House. What did you think was going to happen when you guys were filming the show together?
She could be like, oh, I'm sad that this is where we've gotten to. No, why is she like all of a sudden mad at Lindsay? Because Lindsay doesn't want to be friends with her because of something she did.
And also, Danielle goes in strong. You're going to kiss her cheek?
That's
Come
crazy.
on.
Just do a little wave and be like, hi, how are you?
Hey, good to see you.
You can do a touch on the arm if you want to be like, hello, how's it going? And then you...
Yeah.
Okay, so Kyle has not said hello to Amanda yet. And Amanda cannot believe because she's been standing here in the back with Katie DeLuca in her neon green dress.
I don't get this. Amanda, why aren't you going to say hi to your husband?
I literally cannot tell you. But then he finally spots her and Kyle's like, hey, I saw you over here, so I came to say hi. And she's like, yeah, finally. And he's kind of like, well, I don't really know where we stand because you left, which would mean it's on Amanda to maybe make the move since she's the one that separated, but she knows what she wants out of Kyle. But, you know, this is a weird situation, so maybe she should initiate to let Kyle know we are still married in public. I don't know.
Yeah, we set no ground rules of like what the vibe is for us. You arrived without me. I show up, I start talking to somebody else. You know I'm here. You said you heard my voice and your whole body was buzzing with Kyle's voice. And you won't go talk to him or like go... What? Why is it all on Kyle?
She's waiting for Kyle to do something, right? She's like, he's not saying hi to me.
She's constantly tracking him, yes. And
she's
telling the camera, telling the show, telling everybody else how Kyle is fucking up. And she wants to take every single grain of salt of fuck up that he has to build this big mound when she leaves, to get her Ariana moment and like, I bursted out of it because he wouldn't say hi to me at a party even though I noticed him first.
She's setting traps.
Yeah.
To see if he's
definitely
trying to trap him. Okay, so then Kenny does a speech to Whitney. He makes a big dig about dragging her to New York. Haha. And guess what? Oh my God. I hate Kenny. He's like, we took the subway for the first time. Oh my God. Must you live like normal people? Oh, 'tis difficult.
Dorit Kemsley recently did a video like this and I was like, come on, we have to make a whole fucking video about how we made the subway. That's just a normal occurrence to people who live in these cities.
Yes, but also Dorit, we know, is so out of touch and doesn't live in New York. If you live in New York and
it's embarrassing to make it a big deal. Okay, listen, if you don't want to take the subway, fine. You want to pay your money and use it on cabs and Ubers, fine. But don't make it a big I took the subway. Isn't that crazy? You
don't have to sit here and tell me you're too good to go to Brooklyn or you're too good to go to Midtown and you're too good for the subway. Just shut this is why people hate rich people. This is why I love when bad things happen to rich people, okay? Because y'all piss me off.
I will never be too good for public transportation. I love the ease of use. I love how cheap it is. I see the value of my dollar in the things I want to spend it on. I don't need a $20 Uber when a bus is $2.50.
No, literally. But keep paying for gas and
Keep
polluting the
wasting your
country.
money. Go
Yeah,
for it.
great. Okay, so then we cut to Katie DeLuca because this camera guy cannot get off of her. And then Kyle and Danielle have a chat. Danielle says she misses Kyle. I'm sure because Kyle had to pick a side and it had to be Lindsay's because that's who he works with.
Oh my God.
Kyle, though, wants to broker some common ground because we are a close-knit group of friends, which even if we're not, Kyle knows this is what the show is based off of. So guess what? Now that you signed up, we have to be a close-knit group of friends.
Yes, we absolutely are. We are now a made-up, close-knit group of friends, and we have conflict, and we must reach resolution, and Kyle is here to drive that bus.
They used to be a close-knit group of friends. Danielle used to be there. So now let's get back there because we're on a show again together, okay?
Especially with the veterans, because listen, we can always get newbies, but if we have a core 4 or 6, this show can always go on.
Listen, I'm pro a core 4. I always think it's your core 4.
Yeah.
Lindsay had texted Danielle last summer, I guess, and said, quote, "You said something punchy." And Kyle was like, "Yeah, Danielle, you did.
You did do it."
And Kyle says now Lindsay has opinions on how Danielle carries herself. And I love that Kyle tells Danielle this in a way to broker common ground because that's not going to do any favors.
Danielle is playing like she doesn't know what's going on. And Kyle's like, I'm going to be brutally honest with you of what's going on here.
Well, Kyle plays it totally wrong because he's like, first he says to Danielle, "You did say something punchy." Yeah. And then he's like, "Also, Lindsay's talked about you." And I don't want to say she's used the word slut.
That was crazy.
But she has opinions about your behavior. Maybe the words boy crazy came up. And then Danielle gets pissed at Lindsay and Kyle for bringing this up at the New York party in a way to try and broker peace.
Which, valid. Kyle, what are you saying? Also, Lindsay didn't say that. Was that the essence? Maybe. But you're acting like you're quoting her, and you shouldn't.
I don't want to say the word slut, but
I don't want to say the word. I'm not going to alarm you, but like, it's giving slut.
But I think we should all be friends, don't you?
So, like, this is the olive branch. She said you were a slut. You said that she was a single momming it up. Yeah. We can all move past it, right?
And you know what cracked me up was this is either Kyle's really stupid or he's the smartest man because he's sitting here going, 2 things. We have a long season. We need the conflict to really come to a head so then we can try to resolve it throughout. Or he's like, this will piss Danielle off enough that she does talk to Lindsay. And then we have a show.
I think it's the opposite. This is a short season, so we are kicking it off as soon as possible.
Incredible. Yeah. Whatever Kyle did.
Kyle's like, man, we got, greenlit for, let's say, like 10 episodes. Yeah. We got to get going. Why wait to drop the bomb on Danielle? Let's just get it rolling so whenever Lindsay confronts her about her issues, Danielle can hit hers at the same time. A 1-2 punch, one might say.
We clear everything up and then Danielle finds out.
And then more drama.
No.
We don't have time for that. We're on an expedited schedule here.
And now Danielle's like, I'm definitely not going to have a conversation with Lindsay now. Which Lindsay's probably like, thank God, dude. But whatever.
Lindsay's going to sit there and go, I didn't say that, but I do think it.
Yeah. She'd be like, that wasn't my exact quote, but now that you say it, if the shoe fits.
Yeah.
So Georgina talks to Frank. We find out, Georgina can tell. Frank doesn't wear sunscreen.
I mean, I can tell too when I'm not a doctor.
Frank. Okay, so then Lindsay and Kenny talk, right? Now we're coming here somewhere. And Lindsay heard that Kenny felt grilled by her. So she's like, tell me about that. And Kenny's...
I love how she approaches this. She's like, hey, you're mad at me? Say it to my face, babe.
Let's go. Yeah, stop having Andrea tell me about it. What's going on? And Kenny says he did feel that way and that Lindsay was recruiting people. And Lindsay's like, I was just asking questions to get to know someone because I don't really know people. And she said, I'm a very curious person and I want to know the interpersonal relationships of everyone, which is fair because if you're
Yeah.
just getting to know someone and they said, I've been dating my girlfriend for 6 months and she moved across the country for me and we have no ring, we're just figuring it out. I too would be like, let me
Tell me
inquire.
more.
Let me inquire.
Yeah.
And so Kenny says he wishes that felt genuine. And he says that the line of questioning wasn't normal. And it wasn't normal that everyone was gaining up on him. And Lindsay says it's normal in her life and all of her friends.
Yeah.
And Kenny says Lindsay is drama. And Lindsay says, sorry, you don't like to hear the truth.
Oh, which it's true though. I bet Kenny's friends don't grill him this way. Sure, but guess what? In girl world, this is what happens.
What we
you
do.
have to answer for a lot that honestly isn't your fault and sometimes is your fault.
Yeah.
But we ask each other questions. We kind of lace things with a little bit of judgment of like, you would move all the way across the country without a ring? Like, I would want to know that too. Like, that's very normal in a societal sense to have these thoughts, opinions, questions.
My own mother would be unsupportive of this move. She'd be like, are we sure?
This would be my
we
family's
sure?
gossip train. The
For sure.
minute I even thought about doing this is
For sure.
light work.
Also, Kenny, if you thought Lindsay was just going to be an easy girl you could stiff arm, try again, sir. Try again.
Yeah, you don't know your opponent.
It gives condescending towards women.
Yes.
That's what it's giving.
Especially saying like your drama for
Your
having
drama.
questions about your chaotic relationship. Because
Also,
why am I dramatic for asking you about your own life that you offered up?
That's such a misogynistic thing to say. Like, hello, Kenny. Lindsay forgot you existed the second she left the garret. Meanwhile, you're out here talking about her all the time and judging her openly. Whose drama?
Also, I find it so annoying when people like are like, you're so dramatic or like you're in this for money when we all agreed to be on this TV show where things are going to be dramatic and we kind of need them to be to like sustain this show.
Yeah.
Come on.
And Kenny, sweetheart, this is Lindsay's world. We're all just living in it. Okay, try again.
You're new here. Don't
You're-
talk to her like that.
Shut the fuck up. She will get you kicked off the show. Do you see the way she's ripping Wes Wilson on threads? Okay, don't you dare. Okay, so Kenny says he moved Whitney out to New York after a year of dating, and Lindsay had a baby with a guy after 2 months. And Lindsay's like, and?
I did. Yeah.
And she goes, there's not, what's wrong with that? And Kenny says, nothing, but don't project your insecurities on me. And Lindsay says, it has nothing to do with that.
Those were vastly different situations.
And it sounds like Kenny's judging Lindsay.
Which he is.
Also, project insecurities on you, sir. It sounds like you're insecure because I was questioning you and now you're upset.
You don't want to have to answer the questions I'm asking, and you don't want your girlfriend to hear the answers because you know you're not being forthright. You probably won't put a ring on it soon, and you just want to have a girlfriend without ever progressing it further and getting serious. And that's not my problem because guess what? I have a very serious relationship with my daughter because I'm a mother. How am I projecting onto you? I haven't been with my baby daddy in like a year. That's not my problem. I didn't move across the country to have a baby with him. I had an accidental pregnancy. These are vastly, vastly different things.
And I'm happy to have my daughter. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
So Lindsay, she's like, hey, it's actually a really big commitment to move without a ring. That was all I was saying.
Yeah.
And Kenny says that's a normal occurrence, which
I
was
hope
like,
it's not.
Pause. Okay. I think it's an occurrence that happens, but I think that occurrence is usually questioned by friends and family.
Very
and then
good point.
also when that's mentioned to strangers that you don't really know, it comes with a bit of shock of like, wow, that's a big thing.
Because the thing is, it was meant to, that's a big thing to Kenny of like, you better realize how big of a commitment she is making without
For
you
you.
making one back.
Yep.
Like, don't fuck this up or realize how much she's risking on this. Take that into consideration.
But you know, Kenny doesn't want the pressure of not fucking it up because
No.
they're just figuring it out.
I also wouldn't think it's that crazy to do for a couple that's maybe like dated 2 to 4 years or something. Like you're like living your life and trying to figure it out and maybe living on different coasts, and a wedding doesn't make sense unless you guys are living in the same
Sure.
city. But you have been dating and you stated that you were only dating for 6 months and that you weren't able to commit throughout your grief. So to me, that's like, what has changed? Are you going to commit one day?
Also, just to like add on to what you said, I actually don't think, like, if you want to move to someone after a year, 6 months, like, that's not the problem I have. The problem I have is if someone says that's a big deal, you just recognize, yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is a big deal that I'm
I think
having
most
this person
people
come out and I
would
don't even
respond
put a
with like
ring.
gratitude. Like, yes, I'm
Yeah.
so thankful. Like, she's able to come be with me full time now. I'm
Yeah.
thrilled about it.
When I haven't even shown commitment, it is a big deal. You're right. I haven't said I'm going to spend the rest of my life with her. And yet I've asked her to pick up her entire life and come live with me. That is
Yeah.
a big deal. I'm so grateful. I don't have a problem. I don't care if you knew each other for a fucking week and she did this. Go off. But you better make sure that she knows that she is special and you are grateful for her doing this. And it doesn't seem like Kenny wants to take that responsibility because they're
Yes.
just figuring it out, even though he's like 54. Now he's
That's
not.
what it is.
He
It was his
probably
comment
is.
about just figuring it out with the commitment of moving across the country
No.
that I feel like riled Lindsay up.
That's me. I'm riled. Okay.
Yeah.
So then we cut to Whitney talking to Amanda and Georgina. And Whitney doesn't want to get involved, but she sees this argument and she wants to step in and stand up for her relationship. And Amanda says, Lindsay's actually not judging your relationship.
Yeah.
Like which props to Amanda. She's like, Lindsay doesn't actually have a problem with your relationship. She just wants what's best for you and to like protect you in this situation. And Whitney's like, why would she protect me? I'm fine in the relationship. And Georgina's like, that's just Lindsay. Which also is no one gonna be like, because girl, it is kind of like a little alarming in a way that you picked up your whole life for this man. And we're not saying that's wrong. You guys might end up together forever and like that's great. Enjoy your life. But you have to recognize that like you are putting a lot on the line for this man and you
There
have the
is
most to
reason
lose.
for pause and being
Yeah.
like, you good? And like, I mean, I'm glad that they said something to Whitney because it's like, do not get
Yeah.
involved. She is actually backing you. And if
Yeah.
you go attack Lindsay in this,
You're gonna lose.
you're up against a tough opponent.
Because
babe.
then she will hate your relationship.
Yeah.
But like, just like recognize Whitney has the most to lose in this situation. If
Yeah.
they break up, he owns the apartment. He can easily kick her out. He can easily destroy her shit. And I'm not saying he will. I'm saying this has happened before in life, okay? Like, she doesn't have family. She doesn't have friends. She doesn't have a support system. She'll have to repack her life and move again and start again. Like, you
It's a big
deserve to
risk.
recognize that you're the most in danger here.
Yeah. And Lindsay's
it's
pointing that
nice.
out.
Yeah, it's nice to be protected. So we cut back to Kenny and Lindsay, and Kenny again says, your drama. And Lindsay says, actually, I don't have time for drama. And Kenny says, you're in a fight with me in the middle of a party. Is that
Wait.
dramatic?
I didn't get that because it's like, you're also in a fight with her.
Lindsay
How can you
says-
put that out as a one-sided diss?
Lindsay says, you're the one fighting with me. Which again, gives man thinks woman is going to roll over easy and he's just going to condescend her and make her look dumb.
I just hate that women always get tagged with like, you guys are catty, you guys always fight. You're literally doing it too.
Just
What?
because she's louder doesn't mean you're more right, okay? She's telling you.
Or you're above her.
No, literally. You're dramatic. And she's like, how? And he's like, because you're in a conversation with me. You're also in this conversation, my guy.
Kenny, your panties are in a bunch because she asked you questions about your relationship and if you understand the commitment that your girlfriend is making moving across the country.
Also,
Who's
sir,
the dramatic one?
you're the one talking about me all around town to my friends.
That.
You're the one that hates me for some reason. I don't give a fuck about you. You're calling me dramatic? Please, I have a daughter to get home to. What are you going to do? Go back below 14th Street and never leave? Enjoy your life. You fucking loser. Oh, I hate Kenny. Oh, I hate him. Okay. So now we go to Fi-Dye. Amanda's looking for a new apartment. She's looking for basically everything. Very expensive.
Yeah.
I
This
didn't
is
get a
screaming, I'm not looking for something temporary and we just need a reset.
I also didn't write everything she wants down, but she was very specific about her 2 bedrooms having natural light and facing like the right direction.
Which valid
I
when
was
she says their current apartment gets no light. I'm like, you know what?
fine.
If I am finding a new place, I'm gonna try to get stuff that I don't normally have, and if I
Fine.
can,
She had a whole laundry list, and I was like, good luck,
yeah,
girl. And then
a
I was like,
long ass
she better be
list.
rich.
She is. I mean, she was able to pay that
She
117K of
is.
rent in 5 seconds.
She's so rich. She's never lived on her own before, which this is what I was like, all women should. They should just to give it a shot and see how they
I
like
know, but
it.
that's a big privilege because, like, a lot of times you
I
need to
know.
have roommates, and I get it. But yeah, there really hasn't been a lot of independence in general in Amanda's life. Even if she wasn't able to do
Yes.
a, solo apartment, she quickly went from like Kyle or from single to Kyle to working for Loverboy. Like, she has slowly stripped herself away over the years.
So Amanda hasn't talked to her parents about any of this. She doesn't want to worry her parents, and she hates change, but her relationship really needs it. She looks like she hates it, that's for sure.
She was giddy walking around this apartment.
She was like, this is it. So then we cut to Kyle and Amanda's apartment. Well, I guess now just Kyle's.
Well,
Oh,
she hasn't moved out
R.I.P.
yet.
That's true. That's true. She's just looking. She just took her stuff to the hotel because she said,
Well,
I gotta get out.
she's all packed up. She's looking for the apartment.
Yeah, yeah. So Kyle calls his mom, and she knows that this must be important because it's the middle of the workday. And we also find out that Kyle's mom is recovering from surgery, and then his dad has a procedure tomorrow. So 2026 is their comeback year. Oh,
Oh my
they're
God. But it just
so
goes to show
old.
you
I
the
know.
amount of stress Kyle is under. He's under work stress because just in general, like running a business is tough. Financial stress because that business is not doing well. His
And now his
marriage is
parents.
tanking.
And
Like
his
we're trying to do a new show, and like Kyle always like feels, I'm sure, responsible. He's like the producer
he's
plant
the
of this
guy.
all. Oh my, and then his parents' health. Like,
I
that's a
know.
lot.
Kyle's the guy, dude, and he's just under so much.
I commend him for sharing more on this show than he has
Mhm.
on Summer House. I feel like he started to share more at the end of Summer House season.
Yeah.
And so it's like flowing into this nicely, where like he is being a little bit more open because he tends to bury it, which I think a lot of men tend to do. Like, they aren't taught to talk about their emotions and what's going on in
Mhm.
their life. And it's really important, A, for Kyle to get that out, but B, like, Kyle, we don't know what you're going through. And so the
Yeah.
audience can't be sympathetic when you're just an angry man all the time.
Yeah. I also think Summer House, they're getting better, but it is, I don't want to say a hard show, but historically, the show is come to the house, drink your troubles away. We actually don't see your week, your day to day, your personal
Yeah,
life. I think,
leave the stress in the city. Let's go party it
yeah,
up in the
I
Hamptons.
think it changed a lot with the COVID season just because we were
Mm.
forced to see them.
And
And
Carl's
now,
brother dying.
and Carl's brother dying. And then we slowly have integrated people with, I don't want to say like deeper stories, right? But like if I were cast on in Summer House, I don't have a lot that I would be like, oh man, I got to talk about like all these heavy topics. You know what I mean? Like I would probably genuinely be going like a Bailey of some sort and be like, my boyfriend broke up with me at Sweet Green, you know, and though traumatic, it's not up there with like Jesse having cancer and
Cancer,
Mia's
yeah.
parents dying and KJ having mental health issues. Like it's all very a little heavier now, but
Yeah,
also
that's true.
that's also with getting older, right? Like before we were in our
Yeah,
20s and like our bodies didn't hurt and our parents were in their 50s and like whatever, and now it's like things happen. So I think it's also
definitely.
just a nice transition. So
That's
Kyle I
true.
think is learning too
That's so true. The
to
vibe
get
really
there.
wasn't even in society of that way. We all like
Yeah.
buried everything deep. And so now that we're talking about things more and more people are going to therapy, it's helpful to bring on those people that already do
Yes.
it, know how to do it. And then that infiltrates people like Kyle that he's
Yeah.
learning from his friends who are opening up first. And that goes to show like the people who open up in your life give you the space to be vulnerable. So like, yeah,
100%.
Kyle, all right. Kyle's
Yeah.
got the space now. Here he
Yeah.
is,
He
crying
can
on
do it.
camera.
So he says he's been open with his parents about business issues and some issues with him and Amanda that they've been having. He says him and Amanda live different lives. And then Kyle tells his mom about the separation. Mom is shocked and tells Kyle this is big because I
Yeah.
feel like Amanda's been downplaying it a lot. So Kyle is also like not thought of it as a big deal. But his mom is like, this is not just something you
Yeah. And
drop.
it's something
Yeah.
you can't just like take back from your parents if you tell them all the bad and then you end up staying with Amanda. Like that's tough. Like I can understand why you'd want to shield them from the truth until it's hit a point. And because she's going to move out, it's hit a point that he has to say something.
Yeah. But Kyle's mom knows that they have been very unhappy and she starts crying. She's so sad for, I think, for everything, for her son, for Amanda, for the marriage, for like what this
Yeah.
will mean. And Kyle feels bad because Amanda will yell at him that he wasted 10 years of her life.
Which I don't like
That's
that.
rough. That's rough. Pause. That's crazy, dude.
That pisses me off because like she acts like she has no autonomy in her own life.
And it wasn't like he trapped you in this. Okay, you
Yeah.
wanted the perks that came with Kyle Cook, and maybe this marriage wasn't what you thought it would be or this relationship, but you got a lot of different things you've now wanted out of it,
Yeah.
right? And so, like, you can't say he trapped at any point you could have left him. And so to look back and be like, you wasted 10 years of my life, that is brutal because if we want to look at it that way, you wasted 10 years of Kyle's too.
Yeah. But
Like,
you're so right. There was a payoff to it. You know, the 10-year relationship with Kyle got her onto a TV show.
got her a
and got her a
job.
whole reality TV career. She had a career at Loverboy because of him. Like, there are so many things she got out of the 10-year relationship as well. Like, yes, it was rocky and yes, it was a horrible relationship, but there's no way it was all bad.
No, or else you wouldn't have stayed and spent every summer telling us about how great the highs are, like
Yeah.
trying to convince us that your relationship matters and all this shit. Like, okay.
That's sad. And
No,
like, is she
I don't
saying
like
this in,
that shit.
I hope at least she's saying this in therapy so then the therapist could correct her. But
No,
she
I
probably
don't
throws
like
that
that.
out in fights.
I don't like that shit. That is some low level bullshit.
She's like slinging mud now in these
Yeah.
fights, which is another thing that should go off in Kyle's head that like she's done here.
Yeah. And also, Amanda, you wasted 10 years of your own life.
That.
Okay. You don't have, this isn't the 1700s when a woman couldn't leave their man. You could have, you just wanted to wait for
Yeah.
another man to come save you from this marriage.
Is I understand how like there are other people in the world who would say this to their partner if they had an abusive relationship or like whether it's
100%.
financial,
There
physical,
were
emotional,
kids
mental, there were kids.
involved.
Like
Yeah.
I understand how people can say this to their partner, but I said this last episode, Amanda has all the privileges in the world on her side.
She's a
Like,
rich white woman from New Jersey. Her parents are still alive and together and would help her. She's married to a rich white man. Half their life is televised, so he can't do anything too bad because there's
Yep.
always people around. She has, I don't want to say an easy job because I do think being an influencer and being on a TV, there's a lot of like privacy that no
Absolutely.
longer. But
you would still
overall,
have a job.
you have money to be able to leave. You
have
have a
access.
job. You have friends who would show up to you. Sierra literally said, call me and I'll come. That is more than a lot of people have.
And you don't have kids to worry about
No,
on getting
oh my
out.
God. Like, and you could easily divorce and just say, like, I keep what I have, you keep what, like, it didn't have to be a messy divorce.
But let's say it even was. Like she has all the resources in the world to get through that. But she
Like-
doesn't want to. She wants to be the victim in it all. And she can't be the victim unless she says, you wasted 10 years of my life.
I cannot with that. Okay. Kyle's dad, we find out, was I don't know if we knew this. He was in
I
a 10
didn't.
years he was in a 10-year marriage with 2 kids, but he left and then found Kyle's mom. And I was like, can we revisit?
Wait, I was like, wait, this is kind of like a hopeful story for
It's kind of-
Kyle.
I'm more concerned on like the dad leaving his wife and 2 kids.
Well, I don't know if he like left them behind. I would
I'm
imagine
going-
that.
I'm going based off Kyle's mom said dad was in a 10-year marriage with 2 kids, but he left and found me.
I think
So he
left the
left.
marriage. Like you can leave
Sure.
the marriage and find a new
I
partner
know,
and have
but now
another
I'm
family.
curious. I gotta know. What's the
I
story
mean,
there?
we've never heard Kyle talk about it, but the only thing we get really about his family, except for his like parents coming in and out every once in a while, is like we know he goes to that reunion.
Family reunion.
Yeah, and we
Are
don't
the
talk about
siblings,
who's
are there half
there.
siblings there? I gotta know.
I'm like, wait, I need to know more about Kyle's family.
I didn't know Kyle had siblings.
I think he has a brother with his parents. I didn't know he
Oh,
had other siblings.
interesting. I didn't know he had any. Interesting. Well,
Mhm.
I would love more on that. I just gotta
Well, his
know.
brother was his best man. That's the only reason I know he has a brother.
Oh, okay. Well, if someone could drop the lore of Kyle's family, I would greatly appreciate.
Give us the tea.
Okay, Kyle and his mom agree that this feels drastic, and both Kyle and his mom are very emotional because they never thought it would end up like this. And Kyle says he feels like a failure, and his mom says, "You're not a failure. We just want you to be happy."
Oh my God, watching Kyle break down
Oh,
is so sad.
damn. And we just thought, oh, Amanda, you really. Not only did you fuck up your future edit, but also Kyle's getting such a good edit, girl. You fucked up. That's
The thing is
crazy.
even without the West stuff and that new relationship, I think this type of edit on Kyle was always going to
Would it?
exist. I think he really learned how to like
Yeah.
pivot things. And yeah, I think it's running through his head what's going on with Amanda and the separation in real time. And he's
Yeah.
learning he needs to
I
step up
agree.
his sharing game.
I think Kyle would have also gotten this edit. However, I wonder what, and we'll never know, we would have said in the sense of like, if Amanda had never done anything with West and she did get the good edit, would we have been like, it is sad, but that's and it is the consequences to his own actions, right? Like,
Yeah.
this is for sure, but would we, I don't know, we'll never
Be
know.
sympathetic towards it.
I don't know.
That's a good question because we were also coming off of Summer House where Kyle had a really, really bad episode at the end of the summer where he was yelling at everyone, wanting to fight Carl, telling Amanda, fuck you. Like, what would that have tailspinned into
Damn.
this season?
Damn, Amanda, you suck, dude. You fucked everything up. All right. So next time on In the City, Amanda reunites with Sierra and Wes. Ooh, Lindsay and Frank, Kelly Dodd's Frank,
Oh
go
my
on a
God.
date. Amanda found an apartment and she tells Kyle. Kenny sometimes doesn't feel like there's a spark, which shoot this man. I cannot. And Whitney moved her whole life to New York, but she will move it right back out, she says.
Lindsay's like, I'll carry the first box, babe.
Yeah, Lindsay's like, "Do you want to be friends now?" Because I get it. You can't be friends with someone if you fucking hate their boyfriend.
True. True.
Okay, time for In the City and Out to the Suburbs. Ooh,
You gotta go
this is my
first.
new favorite bit. I
I
think it's so
know.
funny to banish someone to the suburbs. That's like
Especially because we're
so
city
good.
people. This is our nightmare.
We grew up as suburban people and we said no thank
No, no,
you.
no.
Okay, it's even, so it's my turn first. I'm gonna go with Out to the Suburbs and I'm gonna pick Kenny. I hope that he is exiled. Oh my God, drop him in the Hudson River, have him swim to Jersey, get him out.
Yeah, he has to swim his way there.
Oh my God. Okay, who's yours? Out to the Suburbs.
I gotta go Danielle. I think it's wild she gave Owen a one shelf and wants to have a baby with this man, kisses Lindsay on the cheek and is like, why is she mad at me?
And then gets
Girl.
told that we're not gonna say the word slut, but
That was rough for her.
that was
She needs a weekend
hilarious.
away in the suburbs just to recover from
Yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
insults.
Okay, and for In the City, I'm gonna pick Lindsay.
Nice.
She's always got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
She's mine.
I get that. I'm gonna pick Gavin. He's
Yeah,
running
Gavin
this
was
shit
great.
with Lindsay. They're having so much fun. He owns all these restaurants. I want to hang
Yeah.
out with him in the city.
Like the two terrors right there, Lindsay and Gavin.
And they're making fun of Kenny, so like that's your
Oh
dream.
man, bring it on. Well, though not much happens. They're fun people to talk
The
about.
vibes are high.
There's a lot of intricacy to talk about, which I enjoy.
Yeah.
As usual, we will be back for the rest of the season. I'm pumped for the reunion. This is going to be good. I have high hopes. Do all the things I mentioned at the beginning of the episode. And with that, love ya.
Thanks for joining. Bye.